Today we will be making bruschetta, an Italian appetizer. The ingredients you will need is mozzarella cheese, tomatoes, garlic, red onion, basil, balsamic vinegar, olive oil, and a French baguette.
Before you start, you want to wash your hands with warm soapy water for 20 seconds. Okay, first you have to wash your tomatoes to make sure there's no bacteria on them. So to begin, you want to cut your tomatoes, and we have some prepared, but I'll show you how to cut one. First, you want to make sure that you hold the knife right. And you want to make sure that you hold the tomato right so you don't cut your fingers off. So for dicing a tomato, you don't want to cut all the way down. You just want to slice it to begin. And then you want to take it. You want to turn it on its side and slice down. And you have diced tomatoes.
Okay, next we need half of a red onion and we need to dice it.
Okay, so next you're going to need 4 cloves of garlic, which is in a bulb of garlic. And so what you want to do is you want to peel off the top of the garlic, skin of the garlic. And then you want to take your knife, you want to smash it, and then you want to just mince it and cut it up into small pieces.
Okay, so the history of the Italian people began around 5,000 to 6,000 years ago, and according to Roman mythology, the first people who settled here were sea people, which were named after the Egyptians that crashed their naval army at sea.
Alright, after you got the tomatoes, the onions, and the garlic in the bowl, you have to mix it well and combine all of the ingredients together.
So the weather in Italy is similar to weather in Wisconsin. They have mild summers that are wetter and dry winters. For the geography, there are 4,720 miles of land reaching from the Mediterranean to the border of France, Switzerland, Austria, and Slovenia.
This is basil, pungent to the nostril. You need to chop this up in very fine pieces.
So some local foods in Italy are onions, tomatoes, cheese, and fresh herbs and spices. So next you add a teaspoon of the basil, which we have right here, and then in a liquid measuring cup, you're going to want to add 1/4 of the balsamic vinegar and 1/4 cup of the extra virgin olive oil. And you're going to want to measure this at eye level.
Some popular foods in Italy include pasta, cheese, pizza, risotto, and minestrone.
So next you're going to want to mix the tomato mixture with the balsamic vinegar, basil, and the olive oil.
Next, you want to cut the baguette into thin slices with your bread knife. And then you're going to want to put it on the pan that will later be going into the oven.
So you're going to take some of the tomato mixture and put it on each slice of bread, and then sprinkle some cheese on top, like that. And you're going to do that with each slice of bread until you're out of tomato mixture and they're all full.
So after the tomato mixture and the cheese is on top, you're going to want to set your oven on broil high, and then you're going to take your oven mitt and you're going to grab the pan and put it in the oven until the cheese is melted.
Okay, you always got to make sure when you're broiling to check it often, and these actually look like they're done, so we're going to take them out now. Gotta make sure you use hot pads because it's going to be hot. Don't want to burn yourself. That would not feel very nice. And now you have your bruschetta. Voila! We have now showed you how to make Italian bruschetta.
We've also told you a little bit about their culture and geography.
And the people there.
This is basil, pungent to the nostril. You need to slice this in very fine pieces.
Some local foods in Italy are cheese, tomato, onion, fresh herbs, and spices.
What?
The bowl's in the way.
Oh, crap. Alright, start over. This is basil, pungent to the nostril. You need to chop that up into real tiny pieces.
So some local foods to Italy are tomatoes, onions, cheese, and fresh basils. Fresh
Herbs. Fresh herbs.
and spices.
Basil is a fine example of an herb.
Okay, so now you take the tomato mix and you put it on each piece of bread. You just do enough to cover each slice of bread, and then you're going to sprinkle about half a cup of mozzarella cheese.
There's so much cheese.
Okay, wait. Okay, so we're all gonna turn it off now. Seriously. Riley, I will. Seriously, Riley. Okay, so we'll all stand here like we did in the beginning, and be like, so we have now showed you how to make bruschetta and a little bit about Italy itself. The history.
We've showed you now how to make Italian bruschetta.
We have also told you a little bit about the people and their culture.
And the people there.
Bye-bye.
Okay, next we need half of a red onion and we need to dice it. That's pretty dicey.
I'll just speed through this part.
Should I just keep going?
Yeah, just keep going, and I'll try to like fast forward this part so it looks like you're going really
So
fast.
it looks like I'm actually making progress. Oh, how embarrassing would it be if I started crying?
I can smell it.
Oh, I'm like tearing up now. I can smell it.
Don't cry. Who's guys?
That's some big chunks.
Yeah, I know.
Let me just end it now.
No, just keep going. I'll
Keep it rolling.
watch me not be able to fast forward it. No, this be in there.
Rolling.
Then no stop. So now, in the meantime, it's just like, no.
Alright. Let's keep it going.
There's a restart button.
I think I know where all our 5 minutes is coming from.
If we need extra time, we just put all of this in.
Without the sound. You got some onion on the back there next time.
I thought you were going to see the back of my head. So how do they get there? That would have been confusing.
Just a little bit.
A little onion on the back of my head while I'm dicing it.
Here's a tip: cut with the back of the knife a little more. It's sharper back there.
You see that fancy technique? Oh, now you see what's out. This is a lot of onion. This is a lot of onion.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have to talk about like the people and the culture and everything. Should we just save that for the end or?
They love onions. Golden. Almost. Alright, now you can stop it.